Sit down and shut up.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give me peace.
Why so serious?
You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the tailor.
This is Sparta!
I'll have what she's had.
They think they can get away with murder.
This is gasoline.
But they didn't count on one thing.
Does he have any other relatives? Anyone else that could possibly help?
You gave up your family when you joined the Legion. I never gave up my family.
He's trained to fight for his life. Now, he's fighting for revenge.
Just tell her Joshua's here with somebody I think she'd like to meet.
Sure you want to mess up that face, Hansel?
They think it's a game.
Hey, I got 3-1 against Lionheart.
He's playing for keeps. But now, he's facing the ultimate challenge.
That's him, a born killer, not some bum we picked off the street.
Well, this dude's already bad, 8 bodies. I'll beat the guy, I have to. The rules are simple.
There's no rules.
The stakes are high.
What I did tonight, I did for my family.
You win. You live. Now what's it gonna be? You lose. You die.
It's going to be simple.
Van Damme is Lionheart.
Rated R starts Friday. Welcome to another installment of the Screen Squad podcast. We're continuing the month of VD.
VD, everybody, VD.
Valentine's Day, right? That's why?
Very delicious.
Van Damme?
There you go.
I guess. All right.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
And you know I can.
Well, on the panel today, like always, I'm Vinny.
I'm Ozzy.
And Edgar.
And if you don't know, we're talking about 1990s Lionheart. Van Damme, underrated gem of a movie.
Screenplay.
That had like a million different names. In like Europe, it was known as AWOL. Leon, and then Wrong Bet. But in America, when it was released heavily edited, it was called Lionheart.
Heavily edited?
Yeah, well, I mean, at least because I think the movie's like normally is what 105 minutes. The edited one has an extra 15 minutes. I think the unedited. I mean,
Director's cut?
yeah. I mean, it's just called the European release, and I think you can get it on Blu-ray. That's the one that I saw on Amazon Prime at one point.
That's not on Pornhub.
Yeah.
You have to get off Pornhub.
Yeah, that's not where you should watch your movies.
Can you make me feel good?
But you have this movie that Van Damme at this point in his career has been known as just the action guy, right? Just action guy, and people don't believe that he could act, and I think that's why he wanted a shot, and him and the director Sheldon Lettich, they wrote the screenplay together. The story is by Van Damme, but they wrote that, and Sheldon Lettich is also the writer of Bloodsport. He wrote he wrote Bloodsport, and this is his first directed movie. And the only reason, it's funny because I was doing my research on this movie because it's a really good movie. It's enjoyable, and it does show that Van Damme has a lot more range. I think
he just doesn't get a love interest in this movie.
There's no need.
Exactly.
There's no need. I think the love interest is his
He does
family.
show his ass, though.
Yeah.
See? I'm not the only one who noticed it. His
But you're
bare,
the-
naked
It
ass.
was on the screen for a long time, that's why.
Yeah, he stood there like naked for a good, 5 seconds?
I
Let
guess.
me put on my robe.
Where are my clothes? Where are my clothes?
You've lost your balls.
Well,
I
I mean,
did.
and this is not your typical. I mean,
called
it's
marriage.
not one of those movies. it's not one of those movies where you're waiting for the next fight, right? Because it's able to carry a story, and there's character growth in this movie.
I feel like we've seen a movie kind of like where a person's fighting but doesn't know they're every time they walk into some place they're fighting. I can't think of a movie right now.
What?
Get out of here. You know what you're talking about.
No, I can't. It's like oh, it's just this place. Okay, this guy finished his fight. Also, turn the corner. Another fight. The fuck?
Ong-bak. It reminds me of Ong-bak.
Might be dope.
Well, Ombak was literally just all fighting. You have Van Damme in
Doing
this
some
movie,
Van Dammage.
and it's not. Well, I mean, it's not. Again, it's not just an action movie. It's a
movie with heart.
And it's funny. The trailer portrays it as a revenge
Lionheart.
movie.
Yeah.
And it's not a revenge movie because he never goes after. Well, the whole point of the movie is he's in the French Foreign Legion. His brother gets gets attacked buying drugs, and he gets burned alive. And he goes home. He deserts his post in the French Foreign Legion to go visit his brother to see him, to see how he is, and visit his family.
Those fuckers treat him like shit too.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has no papers. He illegally crossed in. Build
To
the
the
wall.
the French Foreign Legion.
No, I mean I think he went to the. Cause they don't really explain why he went to the French Foreign
It's
Legion.
'cause I don't think-
Other than the fact that in the movie they say that he got arrested. He took the blame for his brother's drug bust.
Yeah,
And
I think he was there as a form of punishment.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could figure, but they don't really explain that. But yeah, he deserts his post to go visit his family, and in visiting his family, his brother dies. But never in the movie does he go and he tries to find the people who killed his brother.
Well, because when he got there, they said they found him.
No, that his brother had already died.
No, but he said when he asked, "Hey, did they find the guys who did this?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Because I
That's the
remember
doctor.
in
real quick, too.
the director's one, he asked, and I don't think he even mentioned it, but
Yeah, when he shows up to the hospital and he asks the doctor tells him that his brother died.
yeah, I know that his brother died.
He came from Djibouti.
No, that's where he tells him.
Djibouti.
So
That's
the
literally where he came from. Djibouti. That's where he was.
Your
stationed.
booty, your booty.
Exactly. And it's nice and brown.
Oh, come on now.
All right, fine. Stained.
Oh,
Gross.
Fucking gambit you right now.
Gambit you. Put those cards away.
Yeah, I just threw my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ID card at you. But yeah, no, but again, he's not exacting any revenge in this movie because there's no need to. All he's doing is he's trying to raise money to give to his sister-in-law and his niece so they can live a better life. All the meanwhile, he's being chased by the military police to bring him back.
Yeah, because they said, we report to the cops when they see him, but they're gonna be busy with drug dealers, gang members, real crimes. This guy just want to go see it, so they'll let us know. Nah, fuck it. Let me send 2 of my guys.
Yeah, Wolf. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Even though his captain or general or whatever,
I think one of those guys
labeled
was
him a traitor.
I think one of the guys was he played like a gang member or something at one point.
Huh?
The guy with the short hair. Not
No, that's Tong Po.
Yeah, that's
Is it Tong
Paul.
Po?
That's Tong Po.
Oh, it looks weird.
Yeah, and his brother is Attila, who was also the bad guy in The Quest. Van Damme, like these movies.
I haven't seen The Quest.
No, it was Roger Moore.
Yeah.
It's not that great.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a
It
movie
has a-
with Van Damme in it.
Has a
But,
beginning,
I,
middle,
but
and
I think
end.
that guy, the one that plays Tong Po, he's the one that came to the U.S. with Van Damme. That's why he's in all his movies.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in the movie. I was like, I don't remember that. Then
No,
it wouldn't-
in real
was
life.
he in Breaking too?
Probably.
Yeah.
You'll probably see him. But seriously, it's like it's Tong Po and then was it Ivan Drago? No, what's the other guy?
Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik or whoever this guy is. No, what's the other Russian wrestler?
Nikolai Volkov.
Nikolai Volkov. That's what he looked like, more like Nikolai Volkov.
What?
No. You
No,
must
Iron
have
Sheik.
With the short hair. He had the Guile flat top. That Guile should have had in Street Fighter.
But
And I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Dyson's ass so hard.
That's right. But you have those. You have the military police after Leon, and his
he's
AWOL.
What does it stand for?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What does AWOL stand
That's
for?
what it sounds.
AWOL.
absent without leave.
There you go.
Did you not know that?
You were in the military. I don't know. I don't know that.
Did you not?
You were the one that's in the military.
Have you not known that ever?
You were the one that was AWOL.
I mean, I've seen enough porn to know that even AWOL.
What?
is in that, huh?
How was you learned that from Pornhub?
Hey, Pornhub is pretty good.
So Lionheart, right? It's Lionheart, AWOL, Wrong Bet, whatever the movie's called, wherever you see it, whatever name you see it under, it's technically still the same movie because even the European release of it, all it does is it has an extended scene of his brother burning alive. Because originally, I think the MPAA labeled it as X. That's why that's why a lot of the violence was edited out of the movie for the U.S. release. Because originally it wasn't going to be released in the U.S. It was a $3 million movie that Canon, I think it was Canon Films, ended up like working on, and they had the relationship with Van Damme, and then ultimately the person who really championed the movie. Well, first off, it was Sheldon. That guy, the director went to school to learn to be a director, and he was friends with Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is the one who kind of who championed him to be the director of Lionheart, and then at that point they gave him the movie. They only gave him $3 million. It was going to be an independent movie.
And no Bruce Campbell at all in this movie?
No, because he didn't direct it. He just produced it.
Doesn't matter.
No Tobey Maguire dancing?
No, but he I found out he also, what other movies he produced? He produced Hard Target, and he produced Time Cop.
Ooh.
Raimi?
Yeah, Sam Raimi produced those two
Did
movies.
not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I did a little bit of searching on Lionheart, and then he's
Google.
And yeah, so he's the reason
He's in
why
the credits.
Yeah, and that's
Time Cop.
And that's why he got that's why this director got the gig because originally Sam Raimi backed him with Universal Pictures because this movie's a Universal picture.
I like that pose in the poster, by the way.
But it's funny. I think that's the same pose they used for Death Warrant. It's just a different shirt.
He doesn't.
That's
wear
the only pose.
But he doesn't wear that shirt in the movie.
But that's the only. I know that's the only pose he has, right? Because it's the same pose that he has for Death Warrant.
Death Warrant. Yeah, that's about it.
I think it's the same exact pose on the poster. But yeah. So then the director worked with Van Damme. He did one short film.
Double Impact.
Probably.
Ay, cabrón.
Stupid. That's what you get for trying to do the pose. So what was he saying? I guess they got lost because you're a dumbass. So they wrote the story together because the director, all he had done before was a short film. And funny, in that short film called Firefight, you have what's her name's the lackey guy who played the guy in the main villain in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He was also in Terminator. He's in this movie. He's the
guy from Cobra.
Yeah, he's the chicks.
Shao Kahn.
Yeah. Brian Thompson.
Yeah, so he was in that movie. So that's the reason why he's in Lionheart. Even though he's not a bad guy, he's a bad guy, but not a bad guy.
He's a big
He's a
dude.
chauffeur.
He's just a yes guy.
When I was watching this movie, I'm like, I know I've seen it before, but he should have fought somebody.
No, I think it's the difference. Like anybody who's dressed nicely, and then the people who are fighters are not. They're poorer people.
I don't know. Attila was
Attila. I mean, he probably worked his way up from the same thing as.
Where
as
was
Lion.
Attila from?
I don't think they really say.
I mean,
they just show a video of him fighting
and opening the guy's legs apart. It's
story of your life.
I'll make you do the splits. All right, that's it. I got.
You've lost your balls.
Basically, that's what he said to him. Yeah.
And then there are a couple of things that I had an issue with this movie. It's very, very small things.
Oh, is it? Hey, why does that guy wear the skirt?
No.
No.
Why would that bother me?
I don't know.
That was stupid. No, when he's at the pool, when they're fighting in the pool, there's a point.
The unitard.
No. He has a tattoo on his chest. Leon has a tattoo. That tattoo
right,
disappears. It disappears in the movie because it gets wet.
I think it's one on the back of right shoulder too.
In the movie he has the one they show is on his chest. It's a lion, and that one as he's fighting and he's getting thrown in the water, it's disappearing as it goes. And also there's a part where he gets his face kind of gashed open in that same fight, and then later in the fight he doesn't have that gash anymore. Those were the only things that I was like, oh wow, all right, it's very interesting, it's funny.
I'm gonna watch that scene again just to see the tattoo part.
But it's I mean, this movie was made for $3 million, and one thing to me that does stand out for about the movie about Lionheart, the score. For being a low budget movie, his theme, like the Leon theme or whatever that they play, it's a really good theme.
Does it go dun 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 dun?
What is that?
I don't know. Isn't that the Incredible Hulk thing?
Yeah, not like that though.
I know. Well, I'm not an instrument. I'm an instrument of God, and I'm gonna fucking murder you.
I'm gonna find the theme. Let's see if they have it. Nah, I can't find it. But it's the theme that you hear. It's like it swells up towards the end when it's the happy ending and he runs back to the family after they let him go.
Did you say happy ending?
It's a happy ending.
You need to get off Pornhub too.
I'm not on Pornhub. I just go to get massages. That's different.
You know, that's John Scott. He did a lot of composing for different stuff, like American Horror Story and Mad Men.
Yeah, and it's funny because this one originally was supposed to be a synthesizer type of score.
Like an 80s kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
it was supposed to be very 80s. And I guess the studio liked the rough cut of the movie that they threw like some extra money to actually have him score the movie.
We have a guy
like
here.
with a full orchestra.
Nice.
I mean, and it really does pay off because I think it does bring the movie on a different level because it's the moments when it's like supposed to be kind and sweet between Leon and the family
And the girl from Growing Pains?
Growing Pains and from the first Avengers
And she's in What Women Want.
and What Women Want. Yep.
That's true.
And she's the voice of Ellie in The Last of Us,
Ooh.
the video
right.
game.
What?
The Last of Us.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't play
You know,
video
like,
games.
that game's good.
If it's not NBA Jam, you don't play games.
NBA Jam!
Or if it's not Madden, or apparently the WWE games.
Well, not this one, because apparently this one has so many glitches, it's insane.
That's why no one buys it.
They're like, whoa!
Can you clear your throat after or before the show?
Maybe. Sorry.
I have a hammer, and I could throw it.
You do.
But
Edit it.
no,
Edit
the cough out. No, but it's a very simple story, but it's like Van Damme. Van Damme did this to showcase his acting ability because I think if you compare him with the other '80s ones, I think he was able to have a little bit of like other '80s action stars. He was able to have a longer career because of the fact that he could act. Because not everyone can, like Schwarzenegger could never pull off tearing up.
Yeah, he could.
Not at that time. Now he's a better actor.
Oh yeah, now.
Now he's a better actor. But back then, in the height of his action like chops, he wasn't the greatest actor.
Did you not hear him do his own dubbing in Hercules, New York? He was awesome. He said, "I don't like how this sounds. Let me go do it again. I'm Hercules."
That wasn't.
Wow, that sounds good. He did really good then.
Yep. But
He's not Hercules. I'm Hercules.
but it's like, but again, it's like if you compare, because this movie was, I think, okay, this movie was released in '91. It was filmed in '89, but it was released in internationally in January of 1990. So it took a while, and it made a good amount of money for being made for $3 million, and it made a lot of his money back in the European country, overseas pretty much. It made a lot of its money, and that's why it was brought to the United States. But that's when it was like heavily edited. Like a lot of it was edited because they considered it too violent of a movie, which I don't like compared to movies we see now.
Was more violent than that.
True,
But Van Damme said that usually in Europe, the movies are edited differently. Like even in Double Impact, the love scene in Europe is way longer than it is in the
involves
U.S.
strap-ons.
Can you make me feel good?
And then so and it's funny when you bring up Bloodsport because I didn't even know this that originally the movie was not liked like by the studio until Van Damme edited the movie himself. That's
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Van Damme has had his hand in a lot of the stuff that he's done.
Didn't we do a Bloodsport episode already?
Yeah, but I didn't know it was edited by Van Damme. And it just shows that when you allow Van Damme, like the story and the screenplay for this movie it's simple, but there's something in this movie that's really good. It's because it has the full character development for Leon. It has emotion. And and
more human.
Yeah, and you have because it's not one of those movies where he comes and he's a superhero, like or he's just constantly fighting people for the sake of moving the plot forward. It's not just we're gonna have a fight here just to have a fight here. It's like it's gonna this to
you
the
mean like
reason.
Enter a Dragon?
Yeah, like this, or this is really gonna move the story forward. He has to do it to make the money to pay to help out his family.
The Bruce Lee movie with Chuck Norris it's Chains Connection, or which one was it?
Where he fights Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
He only had like 4 movies.
Yeah, no. Big Boss.
It wasn't that one.
No,
it wasn't
Boss
Enter the
first
Dragon.
one, Enter the Dragon,
and it wasn't the Game of Death. So it probably was Chinese Connection.
Yeah. Oh no,
where he fights him at the
very
Rome,
end and basically cripples him while
but he fights that he's fighting him at
pulls out his chest hairs.
But he's fighting him in the
back here too.
The Colosseum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Greece.
And then
Rome.
Colosseum.
Greasy in Rome.
He looked pretty greasy. But yeah, no, that one is one of those movies that fight. All right, we're
because
done.
Way of the Dragon.
We're done.
Wait, okay. See, because that's the thing. That was at that time.
Way.
At that time, it was that's what people wanted in action movies, and I think Van Damme wanted to break out of. Hey, I don't want to be known as the martial arts action guy. I want to show you guys that I can act, and that's why he went on and he wrote the story and he co-wrote the screenplay.
We all can't be Stallone. We all can't be Stallone.
That's true.
Stallone wrote almost everything he did.
The good stuff.
Yeah, like what Rocky,
Rambo. Mm-hmm. Did he write Rambo? I know he directed the other Rambos, and none of the Rambos were bad.
Even the new one, not bad at all.
No,
that's pretty dope.
What about the one he did with De Niro?
Which one? The Grudge Match movie?
That's a good
Copland.
Oh, I thought you talked about Grudge Match.
Grudge Match. Grudge Match was the boxing movie he did
with De Niro.
Yeah.
He never did. He ever do a movie with Pacino?
I don't know.
No, but he was on Instagram with Pacino at his house.
Yeah, he had
drinking some Dunkin' Donuts.
He had Chris D'Elia with him, right?
Dunkachino.
Some Dunkachinos.
Dunkachino.
Oh, it was Guy Fieri. There you go.
Yeah, Guy Fieri.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna introduce you to Guy Fieri. He's a great chef.
Yeah, okay.
No, he's not.
That's what he said.
Who said that?
Stallone.
Oh, Stallone. There's something wrong. Stallone. Well,
he's in his 70s. It's fine.
It's true. He probably had his taste buds burnt or something.
Yeah, I mean, steroids do that to you, allegedly.
No, it's HGH. HGH. Remember that. He did get in trouble for HGH on Expendables.
Allegedly.
No, he did get in trouble for it.
No, we're still saying allegedly because
coming off a plane, no?
Yeah.
Gross.
Stoked the chef. Took it to boss.
Couldn't he
You
wait?
make me feel good.
He couldn't wait till he got off, bro. Hey, I'm here all night. Hopefully not. Next 40 minutes?
I can only tolerate you for so long. So I mean, let's go through like the cast. The cast of the movie. Mainly this movie is carried by Van Damme, right? But then I think for me, one of the standouts was the guy who played Joshua, his manager, Harrison Page. I don't know what else he's been in, but he was really good in this movie. And what I was hearing, a lot of the stuff was ad-libbed. Like he improv'd a lot of the stuff that he said that kind of threw off Van Damme, because Van Damme wasn't used to anybody improving.
He's like, I don't understand your accent.
He's from Brooklyn.
Like, you want some fried chicken?
When he's eating the old school KFC,
yeah,
he eats a burger, he eats a sandwich, he interrupts Van Damme when he's eating his quesadilla, and he eats a bucket of KFC.
Yeah, I was looking at going, that's not a good looking burrito.
Wait, did you notice that when they were eating the burgers, supposedly they were in New York and they were like, oh wait, I have to go to LA, but they were sitting in downtown
LA. Yeah. But the whole movie,
like Birds of Prey?
It's all downtown. Yeah, like Birds of Prey is all downtown LA. That's not Gotham City.
Gotham's supposed to be New York. What are you
And
talking
usually Gotham City, when they use Gotham City, is New York. No, I mean if you think like anytime you see Gotham City in a it's either Canada or like Toronto or New York but
Dark Knight was in Chicago, wasn't it?
Or Chicago, right? But they never used
No one ever used LA.
And for Birds of Prey, it was mainly downtown LA.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna use Gotham now, you have to use Detroit because that place really looks like like Gotham now, big buildings.
So does Chicago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Got the Sears
But
Tower
but this movie is like if you look at the back, I guess I don't remember because I was very young. LA looking like that, but yeah, that's what
it looks like now.
No, now it's gentrified. Everything is
especially those
With
areas.
all the homeless people.
Well, no.
Now it's like tent city everywhere, but it's like the buildings is all in like nicer buildings, and it's all being brought up. Everywhere is like brand new condos being built, so it's very different than what it was in the.
They get rid of all the people in their apartments and put them on the street.
No more Skid Row.
No, Skid Row's still there. That's never gonna go away.
Skid Row's like it's like a farmer's market now. It's no longer like a
but
small line.
But it's still all just homeless people.
Yeah, it's
just all
so
tents.
Many tents. It looks like looks horrible.
Then you have I think the only main villain wise, like yes, he fights Attila, but Attila doesn't come until the last act of the movie. The bad guy, I guess, would be
the blonde lady.
The blonde lady. What was her name? Cynthia.
Sure.
Yeah, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Deborah Renard.
What else? She wasn't even in a lot of stuff. What did you like?
She kind of reminded me like
her second movie was Lionheart. Then after that was 6 years later was Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal.
Greatest movie ever.
I've never seen it.
It's better than Chairman of the Board.
Well, that's not hard. That's not hard to do.
Can you dig it?
Chairman of the Board.
Then then Shaq had Steel too, right? He had that movie Steel.
I'm in a movie called Kazam. I'm a rapping genie.
Not Shazam. It's Kazam, guys.
I said Kazam.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. People always think it's called Shazam.
Open your ears. Kazam.
All right.
Can you dig it?
No one can see your face when you're making the Shaq face.
Can you
crossing your eyes?
Yeah. Like I don't know why you're making it. It's not on video for now.
Coming soon.
But yeah, so Deborah Brenner, she's not a bad villain, and it does end up coming into light in the movie that at one point she treated Joshua the same way that she was treating Leon, like treating him until he was no longer of use to her, because she. So one thing that they show in
you a cold-hearted bitch.
So one thing that they show in the Europe in the extended cut of the movie is that she knows that he has his rib busted. So that's why she bets against him.
And then she also goes, "Is there something you want to tell me?"
Yeah. So she actually the scene there's a scene in the movie in the extended one where when he's actually at the doctor after he got attacked by the military police, and his rib is busted. His rib is messed up. And as he goes, I guess the driver takes him to the hospital and he calls Cynthia and she shows up. She's like, "Oh, where is he? Where is he?" And then that's when she finds out that he has a messed up rib, and that's when she comes up with the plan to pretty much double cross and put all the money against him. It's also like it
makes sense.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that like kind of fills out the rest of the movie. But then you also have the fact that Joshua betrays him at the end of the movie by betting against him too because of the same thing.
Stay down. The whole.
But he forgives him like no problem.
Wrong.
But they still have no money.
Wrong bet, bitch. I just told you. Just stay down.
What do you mean
money.
they don't have money?
Like he bet all the money that was in the bank.
Yeah, but he bet it on himself.
No,
he didn't.
He told Joshua, "Go bet it on me. Go put all the money on me." And Joshua puts it against him.
No, I don't think I saw that. I think he Joshua bet his own money.
No, that when they're in the room at the end and he tells them, "Oh, all the money in the bank. Make sure you place the bet for me."
And then when he's on the floor, he tells them
it's 50-50. Stay down. Like I'll take care of you. But he had told him that he bet against him. He used the money to bet. That's why Leon got mad.
You're not gonna call the cops. Hey, yeah, no cops whatsoever anywhere.
It's illegal with bare knuckle fighting.
I know. At some point, wouldn't it have been like broken up.
Not if you don't get caught.
First of all those areas they were at, bunch of snitches all over the place. You know they live around there, and someone's gonna be like, "Hey, there's a huge crowd of people in an empty pool looking at two guys fight. I think it's illegal."
No, but that could be somebody's backyard, and that's private property. They could do whatever they want.
If they say it's
they could say they're just glazing the pool together with their blood,
glazing it with their jizz.
Oh, why'd you gotta go there?
Fine, I was talking about semen, ejaculation. Sorry, fine.
No, Daddy, no.
You use profanity on a lady.
No, so Joshua puts all the money against Leon, but Leon ends up beating him. It's funny because part of the movie, the first one, I think one of the first few fights that he has, they even said in the trailer, there are no rules. No one ever dies in these fights.
Yeah,
it's not like kickboxer. It's not like blood sport. It's literally you fight until they can't fight no more. They're knocked out.
Didn't the trailer say to the death?
Yeah, I think so.
Some shit like that.
I think the trailer said the American release trailer was very deceptive because it's not a revenge movie and it's not
no one dies
fight to the death.
And if there's no rules, why did no one bring a knife?
True.
At least someone bring no rules. Bam, done.
But this movie does showcase Van Damme's kicks a lot.
Yeah.
Like this one showcases a lot of his moves. He doesn't do the splits, does he? That's the one thing he doesn't do in this one.
No
doesn't do the
kick.
split kick, but he does a lot of the jump flying kicks that he does.
Yeah, because he wants to show some range. He's like, I'm not all about
the splits. I could do the flying kick too.
Yeah.
Just look at my ass.
Yeah. Baby.
Oh, you looking at my ass?
Chaz Palminteri.
Ooh, Bronx Tale.
I was thinking more like Night at the Roxbury, but yeah, that too.
Bronx Tale. Good movie. Damn good movie. Fuck De Niro in that movie though.
Jeez, so angry.
I'm sorry. I was watching Iron.
Relax.
Seriously.
Irishman.
I'm gonna send your ass to the French Foreign Legion.
Is it because of the Irishman?
Irishman still keeps showing up on my damn feed. I saw it already. I don't need to keep seeing it there.
It's gonna show up there because it's being promoted because it's nominated for an Oscar.
Fuck you.
Oscars, Academy Awards.
You know that commercial?
Multiple.
You know that commercial they had there where Jonah Hill, is he gonna stand up Scorsese? I'm like, yes, do it, please do it.
What are you talking about?
You didn't see those commercials?
Super Bowl commercial?
No.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I don't ever watch. When do I ever watch the Super Bowl?
No, but the commercials show up everywhere. I see them on YouTube as well.
I don't get commercials on YouTube anymore.
Fuck you too, then.
You didn't even watch the performance, the Super Bowl show.
Yeah, I saw that,
With
but
my
there was no
pants down,
commercials.
but still.
You know, it was very light on movie commercials. Usually, I remember Super Bowls having like,
Trailers all over the place?
this movie's gonna come out this year. It was like the place to show to show like a small clip of a movie coming out later this year. Now it's
Disney Plus trailers.
But now it's only like 5. It was only 5 movies. I saw Top Gun, Fast and Furious.
Maverick, first of all, Maverick.
Top Gun.
Maverick.
2.
Top Gun, Deuce. You have Fast 15 or whatever
Fast
it is
9.
now. You have the only new one was Rise of Gru, which is the Minion one.
Yeah.
And then you have a Black Widow. That was it. And then the Disney Plus thing.
You didn't see the Wonder Woman?
There was no Wonder Woman.
Yeah, there was a brief Wonder Woman clip.
No, there was no Wonder Woman. There was a commercial with Charlie Day about cleaning.
Still,
that was not Wonder Woman.
Is in the movie the new Woman?
He's not in the movie. It was a Tide commercial.
Yeah, they just tied it in.
I don't know. I don't know if that clip was a movie.
Tied it in. Oh God, I know, right? Fucking people.
But yeah, no, I think this year's Super Bowl was very light on commercials.
It's like this is the Apollo. Instead of using a hook, you're using a hammer.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I am Thor.
I knew it.
It's my Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir. But yeah, no, so...
I was just thinking about, what's that movie where she says,
Thor?
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, I'm Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, make me feel Thor.
Which is a good movie. Did you finally saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think?
It was okay. Yeah, it was good.
Damn right. You
Right.
do not insult New Jersey.
He didn't. I mean, he just saw
Didn't
like
say it was
Jojo
great.
Rabbit and all those too.
That one was cute. That was cute and funny.
Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Taika Waititi? Cool. I literally keep fucking up the name. I go, Taika? No. Taita. Whatever.
Taika.
Yeah.
Taika. Like the drums.
Kylie Jenner?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Huh?
The hammer's coming out again. But no, so Lionheart, it's truly it is an underrated like Van Damme movie, and again because it's not
Not
one
his best though.
No,
Not his best because
no.
I was watching it and I was like,
but it's his best acted. Like he has a lot of range in this movie because I think this is one of the few movies where he's given that.
Are you just saying that because of the tears?
No, because he's actually acting,
and the fact
he
that
has the movie is propelled by acting, not by the action of the movie.
I don't know. Instead of, he goes into a crowd, starts dancing again, and then he's like, "I'll fight."
But I think this
also
movie
during the Pretty Woman montage.
True, but then I mean, I think this movie is what led him to be able to do like the other movies where he's acting a little bit more like Sudden Death or like Nowhere to Run.
Death Foreign.
Because he's always been able to show emotion, like when he's in his fighting, you feel when he's fighting. In like most movies, he like expresses it through yelling and his facial expressions and stuff. But I think this allowed people to see that hey, he can kind of act. So let's give him more to do in the movies versus just we're just gonna have him be here just to fight. You know, like for Cyborg, where he barely said anything because of his heavy accent and lack of being able to act at that point.
They should have had Schwarzenegger do his dubbing.
But then I think after that, like after a while, there was no more need for that type of Van Damme movie because then that's when he started making those real crap ones, Knockoff and Double Team with Rodman, and like just ultimately movies that weren't showcasing the greatest things. Because also the fight scenes in this movie, like if you compare them to other movies that were out of the time, Jackie Chan movies were way better.
Easily.
At the same time, from what Jackie Chan was doing versus what Van Damme was doing, the only difference is that Van Damme was making a name for himself in America. Jackie Chan hadn't yet.
And Jackie Chan was fighting more than one person at a time, and he made that like so seamless at times. You rarely saw someone in the background waiting.
And then that would lead.
But then eventually, Jackie Chan stole ideas like the Twin Dragons.
Yeah. Because
that came out after Double Impact.
Yeah, so it's like borrowing, but at that, but like his fight style, the fight choreography wasn't the greatest in this movie because if you compare it again to like the movies at the same time, and that same year Jackie Chan had that movie and he was blowing him out of the water.
Oh, okay. He paused for a second. He was blowing.
Feel good.
He was blowing.
He was blowing him out of the water, like with the fight scenes. But I mean, again, he wasn't a name. And then even later on, when you see Jackie Chan's career, Jackie Chan started doing more dramatic movies, like the Shinjuku incident. Later, that one has no real
Isn't that
action.
Police Story?
Well, no, that's still all action. Police Story movies are all action, but they're propelled by good
not
story.
the one where he gets his team killed.
Yeah, but they see that one. There's still story in there. There's still emotion, but it's still propelled by
180
action.
Days.
Schwarzenegger's in that.
Yeah,
he is. Who does he play?
Nicholas Tesla.
I don't know.
I don't know who he plays. A balloon guy.
Somewhere in some place.
He plays somebody in history.
He had Sammo Hung.
I don't really know. If
Sammo Hung
that's
was
true.
in a movie.
I don't even know if that's true. If he is.
Yeah, when you finally went home, went to yeah, he's in a movie. Him and the three guys. What's the name? Hong, Chan, and Fei Hong. Fei.
That's Mulan's name in the new movie.
What's the name of the third dude in that group?
I don't know.
God,
From Project A.
He's the skinny dude.
The same.
he's not Sammo Hung.
Yeah, it's Sammo Hung.
Jackie Chan.
Is it Young? Biao Young?
Whatever. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Let's just say that's it.
Because the more we fail, the more racist we sound.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
I don't know why that's racist. Those are names.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
because he wants to go with like
same.
See, now that was racist.
That's like that's why we don't want to sound like that. American Ninja 4, huh? Annihilation.
I wasn't doing this so you can read what's on the screen.
Oh, I didn't. I was thinking about it.
No, you weren't. It was on the screen.
La femme Nikita.
These, you know what?
This is in the way, so I'd be like this.
What are you looking for? 1990 films?
Yeah, no, 91 films, because I know that was that Jackie Chan movie, but I forgot which movie it was that came out that year. Because there was a lot of movies that came out, but there was not that many action movies like that. So you have Lionheart, but you also have, I just want to say, what
Ghost.
other movies?
Perfect
Home
Weapon.
Alone came out that year too.
Didn't Perfect Weapon come out? Scott Speedman.
Pretty Woman.
Walking down the street.
Which movie? Perfect Weapon?
The Perfect Weapon.
That was a video game that I played once on the first PlayStation.
I think it was based on a movie.
Edgar gave it to us for Christmas. Operation Condor. That's the movie in 91. It was Operation
Oh, that's
Condor.
the one with the Asian girl naked in the shower.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
And the blonde girl.
Because it was Armor of God, too. Because remember, the first one's Armor of
Yeah.
God. Because it wasn't originally called Operation Condor.
I don't remember it.
Who cares what you remember? I'm telling you.
Who am I?
91.
Yeah.
Double Impact came out.
And it's interesting because also like later Van Damme even came out with another movie called Legionnaire. I don't know. I've never saw it, but I don't know if it's linked to Lionheart at all.
No, but it's I've seen clips of it. I haven't actually seen the whole movie, but
There was going to be a sequel.
Really?
I hear it's
To,
actually more of an actual like acting role.
A sequel
It
to
is.
what? Hold on. Sequel to what?
To Lionheart, but they scrapped it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
How many times can I fight?
I wonder where they would have gone with it. So I don't know. I think it's better.
He slept with his brother's wife. Did you see how he kissed her at the end?
Yeah,
He kissed her on the cheek though.
They kept, but they
Yeah,
kept
I know, but
looking,
it-
longing at each other. Like she kept, like it looked like that was gonna happen.
You look like a more toned husband of mine.
You're not going to call the cops?
There you go. You just got beat off. But yeah, that was Lionheart. Lionheart. It's an enjoyable movie. It's, I guess, one of his underrated movies. People don't really watch as much.
It kind of felt like a lot. Like it feels like it's the
It's
same
actual
type of
story.
movie,
It's
but
a-
it actually has a better lead to it.
What do you mean?
Like if-
Same type of movie or what?
Like it's like, okay, Van Damme somewhere, fight your way out of it. Fight. put
But
it
it's
here,
not like
fight.
he's in jail
You're here,
and he-
fight.
And it, yeah.
But it's just the in between the fights is the important part of this movie. Is the fact that there actually is scenes that matter. It's not just like filler. Like, let's get there. Let's wait till the next fight.
Yeah.
No, it's just like something happens. Okay, you know you got to fight. Prepare yourself. All right, go do my thing. But
But it shows that Van Damme is very charismatic. He's very charismatic in most of his movies, and he's able to carry this movie very well.
yeah, Smolder works.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't do much of the smoldering in this movie. He's like, it's very much fish out of water at the beginning, and then until he finds like Joshua, and then Joshua guides him, helps him out. Although Joshua knows New York and L.A. apparently very well. They don't even show how they get to L.A. that quick, because they
No,
don't even
they
say if
don't.
they fly or
They
drive.
could
or,
have easily taken it like a train.
but they were homeless, unless they hope.
No, but they made 5,000 at
Yeah,
the
they made
in New
money.
York.
Yeah, but I don't know if they flew.
Back then, that money would have helped
True.
a lot more than now.
I mean, it was 89. 5,000. I think it was 5,000.
No, it would have helped, but things cost way less.
Says you. I don't remember. I had no money at that time. I was a children's.
I was chillins. Yeah, you were what 89? Was he? You were 6? No, 5.
Really?
5.
You
5.
can't
My
count?
bad.
Yeah.
I forgot you were born in 84, not 83.
Yeah.
69.
Out goes the hammer.
Gotta remember my birthday now. But this is it's a movie I think in his repertoire of movies.
You know how soon you might remember your birthday? 101.
Yeah. 10-1. In his repertoire of movies.
Did you just give out your whole birthday?
Yeah, accidentally.
What's your social?
He said 10-1. He said
I said 101. Yeah, I said 101. I didn't say
84.
extra.
101, 84.
That's what you said.
I didn't say
It's 101, 84. You had already given it. It doesn't matter. No one knows my real name.
your social.
I'm gonna hammer you like John Henry.
Weirdly enough, I got an email from the Prince of Nigeria. He was looking for your social. What's going on?
Back in the day, it was like, I can send you this check if you cash it for me, and then you keep $500 for yourself. Those are the scams nowadays.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I when I was applying for jobs, I got a couple of those. They're like, "Oh, you're hired. As your first task, I'm gonna send you this check. It's gonna include your first month's salary. Cash the check for us, wire us the difference, and keep that salary for yourself."
Yeah, when I was working in a bank, that's literally I used to tell people, "Oh, sorry, that's a scam." What? But this check, it's real. It's like,
and then they said,
"No, it's not."
You're not gonna call the cops. That's a perfect setup. Thank you. You're welcome.
That's how
You're welcome.
And
That's how you set up jokes.
How what?
You don't just blurt shit out.
Yeah. What?
Van Damme in his repertoire movie.
If that was true, Gilbert Gottfried would not have a career.
He doesn't. He podcasts. That's all he does. Edgar's very upset at me now.
No.
No. So in
My boy is Norm.
Oh, that's true. So in like his whole catalog of movies, Van Damme's catalog of movies, like this is definitely in his top 10, because I know he's had like 1 million movies out, and this is easily in his top 10.
Yeah, he eventually took over the 3-word title.
Yeah, and he went straight to DVD on everything. And I just saw that other movie, Replicant, another movie where he plays double parts, where he plays a good guy and he plays the bad guy. Movie's horrible.
Nice.
Movie
Wait, but I
is
thought
very
you
bad.
said that if Van Damme was with Van Damme, makes a great movie.
That's what I said last time, and I was completely wrong, because Replicant is not a good movie, even though it has Merle from Walking Dead.
My name is Merle.
Michael Rooker. It has Michael Rooker in it. It's a very uneven movie, and I think the way they did the action, where it's Van Damme against Van Damme, it didn't work. When it's Van Damme with Van Damme, it works, because you have double impact, and
double the kicks, double the punches, double the.
They're fighting other people. That way you can film multiple different scenes of them fighting. Fighting other people.
You see a line from the split screen.
Yeah, when he fights himself, when his foot gets cut off by the line.
Oh, that's
real bad special effects. No, but when it's like him fighting himself, I don't think it works that well, because it's just like Jet Li's The One. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
With that, and that's another one with Jason Statham.
Fuck Jet Li. Go.
I think that one does have Jason Statham.
No, I
right?
don't think so. What's Jason Statham is War.
No, I know he's in War, but I think he's also in The One.
And fuck Jet Li.
Why? He's in Mulan, and
that guy.
he's dying of something.
I don't care.
It is Jason Statham.
Like I care.
I told you, in The One it is Jason Statham and
Jet
Carla
Li's dying.
Gugino
And Carla Gugino.
and Delroy Lindo, who was in Romeo Must Die.
What?
Okay, that movie too.
The Core, Malcolm X, Ransom.
Romeo Must Die with Jet Li.
This is the worst 6 Degrees ever.
Yeah. No, but like in that
These
movie,
motherfuckers making movies
like
together all
that
the
movie
time.
was like Jet Li was like super special effects, and it was very. And I don't believe Jet Li and Carla Gugino as love interests for one another,
I mean, she's
because
taller
it's
than he
Carla
is.
Gugino.
Come on,
Does she get naked?
No, not in this one.
she's like a 10 compared to his
3
Yeah.
inches.
I was thinking about his skin and his face, because he's got crazy craters.
But now he looks like I saw a picture of Jet Li recently. He looks like a very, very old man.
Because he's
With the shaved head?
No, but yeah, with shaved head and glasses. But look at Donnie Yen is old, but Donnie Yen doesn't look that old.
Yeah, because he doesn't have shit skin.
True. See?
Oh, I don't care about that.
Oh my goodness.
No heart.
Have some compassion, boy.
Lionheart!
Fuck you and your compassion right here. What I'm gonna tell you is, OJ's innocent.
What?
What?
He was
OJ's
acquitted.
innocent?
I think he's having a stroke.
Yeah,
Do you smell toast?
I do actually.
I knew it. Stroking out.
Wrong
But
gun
again-
stroking out.
Yeah. Gross.
Watch the movie on Pornhub, son.
Can you make me feel good?
You can so hold on. If you can't find the extended version of Lionheart, it's on YouTube. The full movie, although it's like VHS copy version, like quality, you can find the Lionheart version, the US cut of it. You can find that on Blu-ray.
Amazon
You can find it on Amazon Prime. But if you really want to see the full movie, the way it was released in Europe, You can find it on YouTube. You could also buy it on eBay. They do have them for like it's super expensive because they don't make those. They don't make that version as much anymore. But yeah, you could definitely watch it on YouTube. But I would recommend watching both versions because you get to see the difference. Yeah, you get to see the difference. The full version, which is the European cut, that one has a lot. It fills out a lot more of the story as you watch. I think it adds. I know it adds like an additional 15 minutes, something like that. But it's extended fight scenes, extended dialogue, and extended scenes essentially, and cut scenes. But it's definitely a movie that should be watched because Lionheart, for all intents and purposes, was just a vehicle for Van Damme to show his acting range. But it's not a bad movie.
It's not.
No, it's not.
And
it's not great.
Well, it's not great. It's not It's not his best movie.
No.
But it's not a bad movie. It's a movie that I would put on like if I were to say I want to watch 3 different Van Damme movies in one night, and I want them to be very different. I'll watch Time Cop,
Night Cop,
Double Impact, Hard Target.
Knocked Out.
I was gonna say, but I was gonna put I'd put Lionheart because you can't.
There you go.
No, because you can't put my thing was I'm not gonna put 2 sci-fi movies together, so I can't put
Bloodsport.
Yeah, so I would put Bloodsport. Bloodsport and Kickboxer are too similar, so I wouldn't put Kickboxer, even though
Double
I think
Impact.
Kickboxer is a better movie than Bloodsport.
He does more acting in that one.
Sacrilege.
Say something.
Sacrilege.
He does more acting in that one.
In Kickboxer?
Yeah, in Kickboxer. Yeah.
He does more dancing.
And then I would put Lionheart because it's different than all. It actually has story and emotion and range.
So you do Lionheart, Time Cop, and Bloodsport?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. So Kickboxer, Lionheart, Double Impact.
Yeah.
What? I agree. Double Impact.
And then you could always round it out by throwing the John Woo classic, Hard Target, which we will be talking about next week in our Best of Van Damme episode.
Why?
Because we're going to talk about all the movies that we couldn't talk about this month because we're not going to just speak about one movie. The next episode, we're going to talk about the other movies that we think you guys should watch that are Van Damme, not Van Damme-esque, they're Van Damme movies.
Okay.
They're in a playlist that you should watch if you're going to have a Van Damme marathon. We are now on YouTube. We're posting our podcast episodes of people who don't have, Spotify, who don't have Google Play, or who don't use Apple.
Everybody has YouTube.
Who don't use Apple Podcasts. You guys can listen to our episodes on YouTube. There's no video to us. You guys will never see our faces, or for now, you guys won't see our faces in the video because
I'm not as pretty as I used to be. Oh God,
for the time being. But
I used to be delicious.
says you.
You've lost your balls.
It's true.
I'd show you.
No, you're all balls.
That's why I don't lose my balls, huh?
True. So, like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Enable notifications.
Enable your notifications. If you want to follow us, we drop an episode every week. Just like the podcast. When it comes out for the podcast, it'll come out on YouTube as well, so everyone can listen.
We'll slowly start posting the old ones.
Yeah, we'll slowly, and we'll start posting. I think we'll start posting some reviews, some audio reviews of movies on the podcast on the YouTube page as well, and just follow us and hope you guys enjoy the new content. 2020 is bringing us into YouTube. This has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy
and Edgar.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bring this into YouTube.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?